What's up, guys? Sorry, I was trying to fade that um, into this little segment. Um, I hope you like the song. Um, that song was created by me, and if you're wondering, hold on a minute. So the song is called "Astronomy," 1981. It's supposed to be my kind of little synth wave. Um, you know, and well, if you enjoyed it, let me know. I did get a copyright claim on the song I used on the last video, the last live stream, because it's just the stupid world. Because everybody has this copyright shit. It's like, bro, we live in a world today, all right, where, like, okay, there is a music artist a long time ago who said one thing. He said, Mega Upload, which is still around, it's just in New Zealand, um, actually made him more money, gave him more fame. A lot more people knew about him when his music was put on megaupload.com for free. That's a true statement right there. That is an actual true statement. Um, this music, shit is all corrupted. So, they have all this copyright shit and, oh, you can't use my music and all this stuff. And so you have to use your own music. It's like, bro, like, let things be open and free like God has intended them to be. Like, you need to make money. There's other ways of making money, you know? Music, sex, and drugs, like sex, drugs, alcohol, and music. Come on. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. To me, oh, well, if you claim it's yours but you didn't really make it. Yeah, people do that. I understand that. I have some of my songs on my YouTube channel. There's no copyright on them. You know why? Because I didn't put one. Because, you know, I just didn't. Never thought about it. You want to use my songs for your video intros? Go ahead. Download them off of the YouTube. I mean, I'm not trying to make money off my music. Not just yet. Well, let's get past all that because if not, I could get into that for 10 hours for a lifetime. So, what do we have on the agenda today? Ah, What do we have on the agenda today? What do we have on the agenda today? You know what's funny? Is on my phone, um, it sent me a message about moderators, and I'm just thinking, I don't need moderators. And, you know, I don't need people to moderate my chat, and and I don't want anyone to moderate. Um, you're banned if you moderate, meaning just don't moderate. Um, you're not going to be banned because I'm not going to ban anyone. You can say what you want in the live chat, and I'm not going to put a chat delay. I'm not going to do certain things. I'm going to leave the chat as godly, as free as possible. Alrighty, so let's. I just wanted to see if everything was working. That's what's cool about today's world is, on your computer you can see if it's working, but you don't want to screw up OBS or whatever software you're using, to use your camera and your microphone. So what's cool is you can literally look at your phone or your tablet and see what's working, which is pretty cool. I like it. As a matter of fact, I might use my tablet just to see. Let me see something real quick. Alrighty, guys. So I'm using my tablet. I'm gonna see, um, what's going on here. Alrighty, righty, righty. Hell yeah. We're back in the biz. Um, all right. So what's on today's topic? What do we got? What do we got going? What are we covering? Oh, and by the way, okay. So, um, what do I have going on today? Oh, and by the way, so I want to make an update. Um, so the what's it called? The setup that I have right now. Okay, so I'm going to explain a few things. Okay, about and the setup that I have right now for podcasting. I'm gonna explain a few things, and I'm also gonna explain podcast setups. Okay, we're actually gonna get into this. I'm going to talk about on my channel everything on this planet, everything. Like we're just gonna talk about everything because we need to expose everything for what it is. We need to tell the truth. So I know there's a lot of you who I know there's a lot of you that are probably wondering about podcasts. Are probably wondering about um, let's see. You're wondering about equipment for photography, for videography, equipment for music, equipment to plug into your computer equipment. You're probably wondering about all this electronic world, lights and all that stuff. Um, well, where can I start? Well, I can start with my stuff. See, I don't know that much. I'm not a person who has spent all his life doing this. But I have researched quite a bit and stuff like that. And by the way, this uh, thing that you see, it's a Coleman Polylite water, pitcher. I mean, travel thing, uh, stuff like that. And this thing carries a lot of water. Once in a while, once in a blue moon, I take this up here and I just drink this much water. This is like those tall cups. like the other tall cup you saw in one of my videos, glass cups. It's like probably three of those. You know, nah, probably more. This is a lot of water. So get yourself, one of those and just drink it throughout the day. Fill it back up with water. So, um, I know that a lot of you probably have a lot of questions. Um, you know, see, I'm testing the mic volume. Okay, looks like the mic volume is good. All right. I'm testing around certain things with like the monitor setting, the mic setting, and the record setting. Because I really want to, you know, I want to put like, let's see. Oh, you hear that? It's a little bit of echo, echo one, echo one, Captain to echo one. Do you hear me? Yeah, I don't want that on though. So okay, so there's going to be an update here. So the update is this. Um, why is my face a little brighter? Well, I took one of my lights that I usually put on my camera because I really don't use the flash on my camera. I just have this constant steady light. It's rechargeable. It holds four AAA batteries, and it came with. It was basically for a cell phone vlogging kit, stuff like that, or cell phone picture kit, whatever, that you buy off of Amazon for $20, cheap. You know, probably cheaper than that. Um, and I have some other stuff in my car that I forgot to bring that I'll show you in the next live stream. So essentially, um, I basically have that on top of a Boston like bass speaker. It's not it's like a subwoofer. It's a Boston subwoofer because I have Boston speakers in front of my TV here for when I hook up my PlayStation 3. Um, they'll just go through the speakers here and stuff like that instead of going through my TV and stuff like that. They're like these old Boston computer speakers that are really good. I mean, they last forever. This is when stuff, was quality. This is when things were made uh, very well. You know, when the quality of things was very high. Not to say that isn't true today. There are things today that are still high quality. You can still get high quality stuff in this world. Um, and so, basically, I have this light in front of me, okay? And one of the other newest things is that I put this pop filter on because when I say like my P's, my B's, certain letters of the alphabet, first of all, you could actually spit, like saliva spit will come out of the mouth onto, the microphone or this little microphone, what's it called? The fuzzy part of the microphone that you put on the microphone. I forgot what it's called now. The microphone sleeve, if you want to call it. So this is kind of a protector. Now, of course, you're gonna get spit on, you know, um, the pop filter, which, I mean, I guess I could wash the pop filter, but I wouldn't want to because who knows? It might degrade over time because When you wash shoes, when you wash clothes, the stuff degrades over time. You know, you you erode the special uh, like seal that's on your shoe or your clothes, or the glue that holds the shoe together. So the same thing probably with this pop filter. Um, you know, so this is my podcast setup. I cleaned up my desk. I had all the stuff around it. Of course, I was showing you things, but I cleaned it up sort of. It still needs to be cleaned up. Like I have some stuff behind here. I have my Nintendo Wii here. Um, because I two computers, an old Windows XP machine. Okay, that's a gateway computer from like 2004, 2003, 2005, and then my desktop computer, which is a Nanoxia uh, case from like 2015, 16. But my friend gave it to me like literally last year. It was free. All I had to do was build a PC. I had all the parts, in it. Like it just, I had to buy my parts for the PC, but it had already the fans in there, and extra wires for what I needed, them for, and stuff like that. So that's what's around me. Nintendo Wii, two PCs, PlayStation One, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3, and that's it. And another monitor over here, and my TV screen over here. That's for my this monitor actually is the monitor that goes with that gateway PC, and then this TV is what's hooked up to my new computer that has Windows 10 on it. That is my gaming computer, streaming computer, movie watching computer, stuff like that. And it has my flight stick and you know, see, Thrustmaster flight stick, uh, the um, the Airbus 381. Um, and then I have an extra desk over here with all my PlayStation games over here. Some computer games over here. Most of my, and I'm talking about physical computer games, old school physical computer games. Some of my computer games are in my other room, in my closet. Like, actually, most of them. Like, but I have a few here. Um, Damn, I wish I had my floppy disk games. Those are so cool. Um, PSP, PS3 games, Nintendo games, stuff like that. Um, so that's what's around me. But my podcast setup is literally here. This desk is. I'll show you. Like I'll take my photo camera, um, and I'll show you like the setup I have. And then look, I can do a screencast right now. Um, and I can show you some things off the internet. We could look at some podcast setups. Why don't we do that? That sounds like a fun idea. And then we'll talk about other things too, because we need to, there's some meat that's coming on the plate. I'm gonna give you some real tender meat. It's gonna be nice. You're gonna love this dinner tonight. But see, I guess I'll do a review of what I see on the internet. Um, I don't know who did their setup. You know, maybe if I click on the link underneath the picture, it'll tell me. But um, you know, I'll just look at the pictures and then we will. I'll look at them and say, okay, look at this setup, look at that setup, pros and cons. I mean, a setup is a setup. We'll get into the whole story of pros and cons in a bit. Um, Sorry if you see this in front of me. It's because it's there. So I mean, I still have to try to position this in such a way um, where I'm in a good spot. I mean, I can. It's gonna be whatever. I mean, I can put it down, but then you can't hear me as much. So that's why I have it up and close to me. Um, Another update is, which is pretty cool. So I use these to build my racing simulator rig, okay, which you're gonna see me use pretty soon for my driving game. I might do one tonight actually. We'll probably do maybe Dirt Rally 2.0, maybe Assetto Corsa. Um, my what's it called? What's that game I have? R Factor 2. I still have to set it up with the controller and pedals. But we'll do like a cool stream. Um, you'll get to see me and my driving skills. Hey, I'm not the best. I am I am nowhere near the best. But these, I, I bought a bunch of them to build with, right? And I wanted extras too, just in case I needed to put more on the rig or whatever. But what I did was I used some of these. I used three of them. Okay, like here I got a total of five, and I put them like between um the thing that you start screwing in to make uh this swing arm clamped to the desk. I put them in between because it doesn't go in all the way. It's not long enough screw. It's long enough, but this thing's gonna move around, and it was moving around because it was screwed in a different way, and it had like you know it only had one of these. Man, I'm really itching today. So I have these underneath the thing. The thing is like, shoo, it's real solid. Like in order for that thing to move, you'd have to put some C4 and explode it. You know what I'm saying? Um, see my tablet now. Well, it'll start going in a bit. So, let's yeah, let me do a screen capture. Um, and then let's start looking at some podcast setups. On Google Images. I think this will be fun. Um, all right. So yeah, let's do this. No. Alrighty. Um, no. Not what I was looking for. These are not images up here. These are for shopping. Alright, let's see. So if we look at this one right here, I mean the guy has like um a mixer board. He has a sound card. So well, actually, let me. Okay. So if we look at this one right here, um, he has he has like a laptop. He has like a speaker, two microphones, two headphones, um, a sound board. I mean, a sound card and a mixer board. I mean, I guess that's what a lot of people actually do. Uh, well, okay. Let me see here. Ah, damn it. Mm, I guess it doesn't. Let's minimize that for a bit. So, oh boy, now okay. So a lot of people like using laptops because they are portable, which I totally understand. You can podcast anywhere as long as anywhere that you have internet connection. Because I mean, you can just do an actual recording on the laptop, save it, and then once you have internet, you upload it. You upload it to YouTube. But doing live streaming, doing a live stream, unless you have one of those like little internet dongles that you can plug in, and you get like internet through a service provider, your uh, cell phone service provider. You know, unless you have one of those, then you have to wait until you go to a mobile hotspot or at home or something. But make sure you're on a secure network. Um, so the laptops, I totally get it. Tablets, I totally get it. Cell phones actually wouldn't be that bad because cell phones they already have a camera on them and they have a screen on them. It's like an all-in-one, and a lot of these podcaster systems, like my Mayonocaster, basically they run with cell phones. They can work with cell phones. So it's pretty cool, you know. But we're gonna continue on looking. So this guy, he has microphones. He has one on a boom stand, one on a regular stand, and stuff like that. So I actually don't have a problem with this one, at all. It's your typical two person, setup on one desk at home. I mean, I didn't show this one at first. I mean, this is like a 3 to 4 person setup. Um, and stuff like that. I mean, let me say this. What type of podcast setup am I into? I'm into the podcast setup where you work with anything you have. You work with what you have. I'm not into, oh, let's buy to look like a certain person who has a certain podcast setup. Let's buy to look like a certain podcast. No, the one that I have, I built it myself. I did. Here's the thing: when I wanted to have a like vlogging, podcast, YouTube, whatever type of setup, when I wanted to have a setup where I have a camera, lights, microphones, a computer, a sound card, a um okay. So when I wanted to have a setup where I had, this microphone with a boom stand, or just a regular stand, um like this one, you know, when I wanted to have something like that, or something like what I have now, with like professional audio speakers here, which I've had these for a long time, and at least 24-inch screen and all this other stuff. When I wanted to have basically, um, oh, oh, this is nice. Ooh, a full projector screen. Ooh, that's all right. Wait a minute. Hold on. I would like to see something. Oh, that's cool. Oh my gosh. So, pretty sweet. All right. So, I'm just testing out things with OBS. So when I wanted to have this kind of a setup, I didn't want to copy anyone. I was like, I want to do my own thing. I want to have my own. I want to buy my own cables. I want to use what I have already. I don't want to go buy, you know, new stuff. All I wanted really that was new that I didn't have was just like a Mayonocaster, like uh, sound card thing to plug in some microphones. Um, you know, some microphones like this, condenser microphones, all like shotgun microphones, whatever. I know I already had microphones, um, but those are for different purposes. Like this microphone right here is actually my interview microphone when I'm out in the field, with my um, action cam, well, with my DSLR camera, you know, which I can actually show you. So this right here is my DSLR camera, okay, my Nikon D5600, and so like you know, um, when I'm out in the field, okay, I'm using this camera and I'm using this microphone. Okay. Or I'm using my lapel microphones if I'm going to do a sit down interview outside, um, with someone. But if I'm like standing, let's say, and I'm talking, myself, and the camera's on the tripod, then I will use this microphone. Or I'll use it like, you know, interviewers do on a news team where I hold it right here, you know, where I hold the microphone like this, and then I go like that. When I ask a question, they answer. So all my other microphones are for, other things. When I'm doing vlogging, then I'll, have the other microphones on top of the camera like this. And the camera will be pointed, at me on like my gimbal or my tripod, and I'll be talking and walking and stuff like that. So I essentially have different microphones for different things because what I was doing before was I was using my lapel microphones, basically for, everything. I was using this for everything. I was using my shotgun microphones, like the uh, Rode Video Micro that comes on, to this one, and my Boya uh, Bi-MM1. I was using those for everything. So I was like, okay, let's let's streamline things. Let's actually build a podcasting kit, and let's get some microphones for it. Let's actually have microphones for the house that stay inside, or they stay in a building. If I go somewhere and I actually, use them for a podcast setup at someone's business or something, different story. Oh God. Okay. So that's exactly why I have a bunch of microphones. And that's why a lot of people have a bunch of microphones because they have the ones for out in the field, when they're outside doing vlogging, when they're taking pictures, when they have the ones that they take with them, that they're going to use. And then they have the ones that are in their studio, um, and stuff like that. So I built my own little setup here. Now, does this setup suck? No, it doesn't. I mean, the next podcast I do tomorrow, I'm going to be using the Mayonocaster uh, microphone, but I'm not going to have it on this stand right here. It's not going to be on this. It's going to be attached to this boom arm to the this little bungee cord thing that holds the microphone in place and stuff like that. That's what's going to be attached to. My mouth is getting a little hungry. You know. So so the thing is that this is a setup that I have, and you know, so I like my setup. Ugh. Sorry if I keep moving around. I was doing a lot of things before I had this all set up and stuff. I was testing out another camera. I'll actually show you that one. So I actually made this rig. Actually, I could attach this camera um, to um, to my computer, have a separate screen going for it, and then like move it around and show you, how my setup is and stuff. But these are a bunch of GoPro accessories. The bottom is to my camera gimbal, my Zinune Crane M2. And so what I did was I just made a contraption like this. So if I ever want to showcase something on my desk, like when I do my Candy Kid videos, I can have one camera facing me as I'm talking, and then I can have another camera on the desk when I'm doing my Candy Kid bracelets and stuff like that. Or when I'm doing like maybe a tech review of something, or I don't know, something, or I could have this camera at a different angle on me, uh, you know. So that's what this is. I have a bunch of GoPro accessories, so I'm practically loaded on it. And you know, and that's the head action camera. In case you were wondering, you can buy it online. You can find them at um, Big Five for like $40, stuff like that. And they come with all these accessories. I mean, all those aren't GoPro accessories. I mean, some of them are from my very first GoPro that I have. Um, Matter of fact, I'll show you that one right now. So you see, this is the GoPro Hero 1. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. Mm, let me put it down a bit so that way. So I've had this for a long time. Um, so yeah, that's one of my other action cameras, and I don't use it much. I haven't used it in a while. This DB Power X 5000 is the one I use the most. I should have got two of them because they're just really great for the price. But I'm gonna get another action camera. Um, I might give away my head to one of my friends, maybe, so that way they have an action camera. I don't know. I don't know. Because there's this Brave 7 that has like a little front screen on the action camera too, but it also has other features that this DB Power X 5000 doesn't. And I might just relegate this DB Power X 5000 to like my helmet cam when I'm riding my bike or in the car or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe I'll relegate this one to the house. Just keep it for this computer, for this type of stuff. And then maybe use my other one outside or whatever. Because it also has like a remote start and stop. I mean, this does too with my phone. I actually have an app that hooks up to this phone. It's been updated a few times. It lags a little bit. I can use it as a start and stop type of deal on my phone. Um, but I don't use my phone with it. Um, and stuff like that. I've tried it before. At first, it, there was some lag between the things, with the Wi-Fi and all that. Now I think they, at least made him. Yeah, they did make improvements to it, so it runs a little smoother, a little better. It doesn't lag as much. But other than that, it's I just gonna use this as it is. So the thing that I want to talk about here is you know, and we can go back to the podcast setups. Okay, why don't we do that here in a minute? All right. So I know that a lot of people they like to have setups where um you basically have like a big table like this, four people around it, or three people, or even two, across from each other. Um, or they're all sitting on one side of the table, on the same side, and then you have like someone monitoring the screens and the software that they're using or whatever. And so and they do some sound deadening and all this stuff, which I need to do in this room. I need to actually buy some foam. I know foam can be expensive. You can get foam at Home Depot and stuff, and Lowe's. Basically your hardware store. Uh, but I don't know how much they give you for a certain price. Like, we can look that up here, because I know on Amazon they have deals like, or eBay, where they give you like 40 pieces of foam, like these little square pieces, or maybe like these rectangular pieces, big ones, or big squares. They give you like 40 pieces for like $15, $12, some of them. Whereas I don't know, you know, maybe at Home Depot or stuff like that, your hardware store, they might give you for the same price, maybe 10 pieces of foam. I have no idea. I mean, I looked it up once before, but that was the one for the 40 pieces. Um, so I know there's people that do stuff like this. I mean, there's also this kind of stuff. Like, this is me. Like, you see this? No laptop, but like, and he's running two laptops, by the way. Which, okay, so you can, I guess you could run two types of computers, um, and stream to two different platforms using two different computers. I mean, I know you can do multiple things these days. Okay, I want to talk about this Mayono caster for a bit. And actually, I'm going to show you something. And I tested this today before I started podcasting. Okay, so let me get back into the phase of you seeing me. Okay, I'm going to go grab something. It's just behind me. And I'm going to show you some things. And you're going to find this really cool. Alrighty, so we're going to get into it. And I'm actually going to turn on the light behind me. Let's just have that light on. Alrighty, we're back in biz. So, yeah, I know the light's a little bright and stuff like that. It looks like, I'm an angel with the uh, with a halo around my head. Um, hmm, I mean, look at that halo around my head. So, okay, so I showed you this before. Okay, this is Purple Panda, and some of their products are lavalier mics, and I'm actually looking to buy a second set of lavalier mics from Purple Panda. They actually make really great lavalier mics. I don't have a problem with any of their lavalier mics. So this is what a lavalier mic looks like. Okay. Um, or we call it a lav mic for short, but lav is short for a lavalier mic, not lavalier. Um, okay. So, what do you get in this kit? What comes in this lavalier kit? Well, you get two microphones. You get two lav mics. You get this little single dongle connector, which basically plugs into your DSLR camera or any other camera that requires you, or any other camera um, that requires you to put this in first um, before you use your lav mic, and I'll explain why. Okay, and I forget which one's the male or the female connectors when it comes to audio connectors. I forget. You know, you get a splitter connector. Okay, and you're gonna see where I'm headed with this. But then, once I explain everything, it's going to be and you get some extra length cord. You basically get some extension cords, and then uh, you get some little like windshield, protector things, and you get some extra like clips to basically clip onto your shirt. Okay, everything is bright because of the light. So, what can you do with this? Well, so this Mayonocaster here has two mic imports, two of them. Now, one of my buddies said it has a third mic input, but it's not a third mic input. Like it doesn't say that it is, but he said, well, you can stick a mic in there still, and it'll, and sound will come out. Like when you talk into it, it'll still work. Um, because all this is just a device for capturing audio, um, and and stuff like that. This is just an audio capture device. It's like and it also outputs audio. It outputs audio because it has like claps and stuff on it. Like I can do, you know, like where is it? I can do this. Stuff like that. So, basically, I can essentially put a third mic in here, maybe a fourth. I haven't tested it out, but it has two mic inputs. Line one, line two, mic one, mic two. So, um, the mic that I'm using uses XLR input on the mic. On the Mayonocaster, it doesn't use XLR input. It uses 3.5 millimeter input, okay? This is what it uses: 3.5 millimeter input, and it uses. I think the male is the one with the two lines, if I'm not, mistaken. Actually, I could just look it up right now on the computer. Yep. So the one with the two lines is the male connector, and the one with the three lines is the female connector. Okay. That's exactly what that is. Um, oh wait, no. So I actually said this wrong. So the female connector, okay. So I was right. This is the female. This is the male connector, the one with the the two lines. And uh, I really forgot. Like, some of this stuff over time, you just like, huh? Which one's which now? So the so male connectors are like this, and they have two or three lines going around them, two or three, rings going around them. Female connectors are like these holes, you know. So I have the male connector here. I have the female here. I plug in, like a penis and a pussy, um, and stuff like that. And there you go. So it's male to female. So you put this. Um, so what you do is in the Mayonocaster, where you put your male connector into or the hole that you put your male connector into, it has to take the male connector that has two lines on it. Okay? It has to have two rings going around it. Then what you do is you put this splitter cable into the female hole, you know. So you take the male hole, you take the male connector, you put it into the female connector, and this male connector has three lines in it, which goes into the female connector. And then here's some more female connectors at the end, and then you plug in both microphones, both lapel microphones. Because at the end of the lapel microphones, they actually have three rings. See, some some connectors that are female, some will require you to use three rings or two rings. You know, some will it's all different. It's not too complex, but once you learn how to hook up all kinds of audio equipment and all that stuff. I mean, I took audio engineering in college. I only took one semester. I failed at it, but I did learn some stuff. You know, but I just wasn't that great. Maybe, but over time, I did learn my own stuff. After that, I went to Fresno City College, and that's a really great college. It's like the oldest college, I think, in the oldest city college in California. Um, it's really old, but we have like one of the best automotive programs in like all of California. So, basically, you have to mix and match, see what works. And once you do, then you'll kind of, get the grasp of things and say, all right, sweet. I know what to connect, what not to connect. I know what works and what doesn't work. So basically, um, with um, this stuff. Well, okay. So we plug in the starter dongle. Okay, we plug in the first connector, male and female. plug in the male part to the Mayonocaster. The male part has, you know, two rings around it. And then from there, on this end, basically, we plug in the splitter connector. And then on the other end of the splitter connector, we plug in our two lav mics, lavalier mics. Okay? Now, or you plug in the extensions, and then from the extensions, you plug in the lavalier mics. Now, why is this important for the Mayonocaster? Remember when I told you my buddy said that I have a third input? Well, guess what? Forget that third input for a moment. If you get the Mayonocaster Lite, okay, which comes with the microphone, and by the way, the microphone I'm using now doesn't work with that setup, because the connector to put, because it just doesn't work. Like I tried it, and the male end that plugs into these at the end, it's like one that has two rings. You need a microphone that has three rings. Okay, um, because that's what goes into the female connector. That's why this is a two ring, which goes into the Mayonocaster. This end, which is female, requires something that has three ring, which then this end has two females, which require a three ring, uh, male uh, connector, which these are also three ring connectors, the extension cords. So if I were to get a 3.5 millimeter to XLR, the 3.5 millimeter end would have to have three rings around it. I can't use one with two rings because the female connectors, they take stuff with three rings, with at least with this. Unless I buy one that takes two, you know, where you can stick a two ring male connector into the female. But as it sits right now, I can only use the um, the lavalier mics. Now, okay, I can pin two lavalier mics to my chest right here. Yeah, and I can get great audio. I have two lav mics. They're picking up great audio. It's more audio, whatever. Like what you see when the president stands up and you see all those microphones going. Um, like you see him have two microphones here plugged into the same system, and stuff like that. And it's like a two-channel audio because there's like one channel here, um, and the other channel there, and they put it all into one and stuff like that. So, you know why this is great? You know why this is great? Because off of one single splitter, I could have one microphone on one person and one microphone on me. Think about the other port that's on the Mayonocaster. I could do that again. There's four people right there for this Mayonocaster. Oh, and trust me, OBS, all the setup that I have right here, it'll pick up everyone. Trust me. Yeah, these mics will also pick up the person next to you or whatever, but really it'll pick up you yourself. That's what's great about having a splitter connector in lav mics, and stuff like that. Or yeah, I'm sure there's mics like this that have a male connector that's three ring, but other than that, seriously, like that is something I just discovered today. So if I buy another set like this, which I can show you how much it costs. Uh, All right. Uh, Boy. Here we go. $36. Huh. All right. Oh, did I just see what I thought I saw? All right. And here's the Mayono caster. All right. So we have the Purple Panda Dual Interview Lavalier Lapel Microphone Kit 2 pack. Okay. 2 pack means you don't get two of the whole thing. You don't get like two of these kits. You get two microphones. You get a splitter connector, one of them. One splitter connector, two extension cords. You know, um, and then of course the microphones already have the um, the little T-shirt clip with the little ring around the microphone. A Velcro ring, and you get two of these little fuzzy furry wind protectors. But you get more of these ring clips in there. So when you use your extension cords, you can clip them to somewhere else, as well as you have them clipped to your shirt. So, so basically, that's what you get with this, Purple Panda lavalier lapel microphone kit. There is a single one where it just comes with one lav, one of everything. But I got the two because I was like, well, for interviewing, if I'm outside, because the other thing is, I do have the interview microphone, the one that I showed you, the shotgun one, but I also use these because that way you can put them underneath your shirt, hide them away. You can do certain things with them. This is what I have. It comes with all this. You get the little the little foam, the little foam head for the mic. You get all the cables for it. Um, and as a matter of fact, it's not shown in the picture, but you do get XLR to XLR and XLR to 3.5 millimeter. Um, here, like it shows two of these. But yeah, you do get all this stuff. Um, you know. Oh no, actually you don't. You do get it. Never mind. It's not supported XLR to XLR and phantom power. Yeah, yeah. Okay, never mind. But that's weird. They see. I have this one, which is XLR to 3.5 millimeter. Then I have the other XLR to 3.5 millimeter. Then so I have three. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one I'm using. My thing disconnected, but now we're reconnected. Freaking OBS. Oh well. So, um, here's the Mayono caster. It has all this stuff. Um, I mean, see, you can even hook up three cell phones to it. It has all this multi-use stuff. Um, it's it's a light bundle. They do have another bundle that comes with a microphone that comes with its own pop filter. But I have this. Um, I can't complain with it. I can't complain about it. It's really great. Um, I got it at this price. They had a sale price literally a few days, like literally like within like, oh god, 4 or 5 days, like 4 days after purchase. But how am I supposed to know if when there's a sale? It doesn't tell you that sale's coming up. Um, you know. So like here's the other one. You know, Christmas bundle, and then there's another one with like a different stand. But I got this little cheap stand. Oh, and that's even I think a different mic too, because Mayonocaster has like different mics and stuff. Um, you know, and too bad they don't sell this mic by itself because it would be sweet because this would be like their cheapest mic and it works real well. And I would have got another one of these. But I got a Movo mic and I love it. Um, so this is kind of my setup and stuff. Um, of course, I don't have a stand like this. This is like what you see singers use. But this is kind of like my setup, sort of. Um, Here's another setup. Actually, there's one that I just saw. This, yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I'm using. Not so much. Because I don't have like, yeah, there's a tablet here. I do have a tablet, but speaking of tablet, but like, I don't have a laptop basically or a tablet. Um, so this setup looks pretty cool, I guess. Hmm. Actually, let's click into that. We might read some stuff here. Today's just a day about setting up podcasts and stuff. Now there's in the closet podcast. Days of Noah did that. He was in the closet in an apartment when he first started for years. I mean, that is pretty cool because it's very small, very compact. If you put foam in there or use your clothes, it really sound deadens everything, and you can just hear the person. I'm actually getting a sound deadening box for this. So one of the things which is up here, okay, is if you actually get something like this and you put your microphone in it, then you don't really need to sound deaden your room, okay? Like seriously, like look at that guy. You know, um, this is for if you have a stand, I guess. Um, there are some like, oh, there's the other Mayono caster, the one that is a little more professional. But there's like, let's see here. Let's see if this pops up. Yeah, there's all these other casters. The Roadcaster. Then there's also like this other one that sucks $47. I mean, it sucks. Well, here we're gonna look at a few things. See, look at this. Look at this. I said $40. $20. I found one for 20, but um, here let's see. 96 pack for $67. I don't think I think I was a little bit off. Um, I think what it was they gave you not not 40, but they gave you for like $20. They yeah, 24 pack, for 23.99, and that's not bad. That's really not bad at all. Um, you know, there's a 12 pack, but I'd rather get like, and then really all I need is like 24 pack, um 12 pack for $14. I guess. I mean, here's a bunch of these ones. You get 12 of them. But to be honest, I mean, I could get 12. I could put them around the room. But so what I was going to show you was this stuff. Like you put your microphone around it. You really don't need sound deadening on your walls because this kind of it secludes the microphone. It secures it. Um, there's the microphone right there if you see that one. So but this is a stand. You know, there's ones that you can basically put on your desk, like this one. Um, like it shows here. That's what it's gonna look like. Your microphone. Um, and then there's ones that you can actually connect to the boom arm, like what I'm using. Let's see. There's all kinds of like ways you can do this. I mean, if you have this and then you have sound deadening in your room, um, hey, that's even better because as my room sits right now, there's pictures around here, there's walls, and so things are bouncing off. So my voice is sounding a little bit echoey, but if I sound deaden everything, and that's what this mesh part on the microphone is for. It kind of sound deadens the microphone a little bit. Um, you know, let me go back to this screen. This part of the microphone that you see right here, and even this pop filter, it's kind of giving a little bit of mesh. It's kind of doing a little bit of sound deadening, but it's not doing much. I mean, it's doing its job, is what I'm saying. What it's supposed to do. How much? How little? I mean, I'd have to test it out, and I'd have to do audio tests. And I'd have to go in Audacity and do audio tests. And so this foam piece kind of it kind of does its job, kind of, you know, um, versus it. Well, what I'm trying to say is that this does give a little sound deadening, just enough. Um, but if I had the full thing around it, if I um if I had my walls, a little bit covered, even with the pictures still here and all this other stuff, my TV, because things bounce around. Sound travels, it bounces around. Metal objects, glass, stuff like that. So if I had all that, then things would sound a little better. So in podcast setups, you know, and in your video setups, in the setups that you have, what is it that you're going to want to do? You're going to want to make sure that you start off, you know, well, okay. Uh, Let me say, let me say this, okay? All right. You can use this camera. Okay. Actually, even better. If you have an old camera that does not take an audio input device, I mean, sorry. If you have an old camera to where you can't plug in a uh, microphone, what you can do is you can get these. mic recorders where uh, it records audio. It's like an audio recorder basically. Let me start all over. Okay, if you have a camera to where you can't plug in a microphone, then you can get what's called a audio recording device. Okay, Marcus Picks talks about these a lot. You can get an audio recording device where it records audio separately, and you plug in a microphone to it. Okay. Excuse me. Where you plug in a microphone to it, any type of microphone, and you record through that as the video's going from your camera. And what you have to do is you have to sync up that audio in post processing on your computer, laptop, phone, whatever, um, after the whole video and audio is done. Okay? And that's going to require some work. Now, of course, a lot of people will say that's better. There's a group of people who say that's better. Even Marcus Pick says it because you really get the crispest audio. Your audio is really crisp. It's really clean because it's separate. It's on a separate device versus on the same device where it has to do the audio and the video at the same time or the live stream at the same time. Basically, the internet connection, the audio connection, and the video part. I've never done that. I mean, will I ever do it? I'll try it out. I'm I'm not going to be that good at it. Um, but I know I'm not going to want to do that. I like sticking with, just sticking it in the camera, and sticking it into other things and then, just all at, all in one basket, I like that, you know. Um, and that's not easy to do because like I said, you have to see what works. Not everything works together. Even though everything is universal in one sense in one basket, in the other basket it's not universal at all. So that's one way to do it is you have two separate devices, one for your audio, one for your video, you know. Um, and then you just upload it, to your screen or whatever and stuff like that. If you are doing that, but you're not using a camera, an actual camera, but you're using a cell phone and it's live streaming, well, you can turn your mic off on your phone, I guess, uh, and then still record the audio through the audio device and just have the phone as the video part, and stuff like that. Or same as a laptop, just mute your mic on the laptop and then record through the audio capture device, the little audio recorder. So it works. That works. Stuff like that, you know. But what most people do, and this is what most people do, they buy a product that takes, videos and photos. They buy a computer, like they buy a camera, they have a cell phone, they have a computer, whether it be desktop or laptop, they have a action cam, they have, some type of device that does video and audio, okay, and that has the USB ports and the audio jack ports, so you can use microphones and use other devices, whatever. They use that stuff. So, like what I'm using now, I have a desktop. Hooked up to my desktop is the monitor through the HDMI cable. Of course, the power cord and all the other stuff, the keyboard and the mouse and my, steering wheel for gaming and my flight HOTAS for flight simulators. But I have the microphone, which is hooked up to my Mayonocaster, which is hooked up to my computer, and also my cell phone, which is charging on my computer right now. So this is the most common setup for cell phones, tablets, um, you know desktops, laptops, and even cameras. whether it be an action camera. Well, action cameras, I guess I don't know if the new GoPros have like the an audio jack on the side, maybe via USB, but like point and shoot cameras or video cameras, camcorders, they have that. You just plug in a microphone, you put it on the hot shoe, and there you go. So there's many different ways of setting up for like videos, podcasts, uh, you name it. Now, how should you start off? Well, of course, you buy your camera, you know, or you have your laptop and computer and you use OBS, Open Broadcast Software, and then you buy some form of, you buy a microphone, whichever microphone, lavalier lapel microphone, uh, these type of microphones, shotgun microphones, like whatever microphone. Then, so you so you have the stuff for video, you have the stuff for audio. There you go. That's all you need. It's not that hard. And then you just create your content. Um, I mean, yeah, it goes in depth a lot more than that because you have the lights. You buy lights, you buy cables, audio cables, power cables. You have a mouse and keyboard. You have different lenses. You have a pop filter. You have sound deadening stuff. You have speakers. You have sound cards. I mean, there's a lot more stuff to it. But the main part is the video and the audio. That's the main part because unless you're just doing an audio podcast, say on Anchor FM, which I'm on Anchor FM. Um, you know, which I'll put some links in some of my videos. I haven't done it in a while. I need to do that. But like other than that, it's pretty easy, you know? So the thing is um I could show you off the web, like the web, off the internet, what to buy and stuff. I could tell you, get this for this price, get that for, that price, but I mean, I want you to do that yourself. I mean, I guess I'll show you. Yeah, you know what? I guess I'll show you. But also, I want you to take what I show you and continue on with it and continue the search, wherever you are on this planet. I just don't want you just to say, oh, I'll get what he tells me to get. No, that's not how this works. I'm not telling you to get that. I'm just showing you, like, here's a microphone. Here's a podcaster sound card, thing. You know, here's a camera. Here's a light. Here's a stand. You know, here's a car. Here's a plane, truck, butt, frog, cat, dog, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So my podcast setup is what I built. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. I'm not going for whatever else, whoever. I'm not going for, whoever. I'm not going for someone else's setup. I do my own setup. I work with what I have, and I want you to do the same. Don't just copy what I have. Don't get the same table, same computer parts. You know, don't copy me. I mean, yeah, if you like the D5600 from Nikon, be my guest. Go get it. You know, if you think that this Mayonocaster Lite podcast equipment, that I'm using is really great, and you want to copy me, go ahead and get it. Your choice. But like, I'm just saying, be original. Be your own. You know. Um. Man, when you talk for so long, whew, I also kept this room nice and warm. The heater was on for, you know, maybe no more than 5 minutes, 5 minutes max, just to keep this, room a little warm. You know, not too hot, not too cold, just right in the middle. I have a sweatshirt on. It's been raining here in Temecula, Southern California, for the past 2 days. I think it'll rain tomorrow a bit. I think tomorrow's like the last day. By like by like the nighttime, by I don't know 6, 7 o'clock. So this is the setup I have. I mean, um, let me go in depth a little more about this setup. Okay, so you have a room wherever you live, whether it's an apartment, a house, or your your office, or like like an actual building that you have where it has like some room that you're like, hey, I could use this my as my video audio studio. Whether it's music or podcast or videos or whatever. And so basically, um, what? Well, you're like, okay, where do I start? What products do I get? How do I start? Well, of course, you're gonna go and listen and hear and see other people, other human beings. You're gonna do that, or you're just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna type in camera on my TV. I mean, on my computer, laptop, cell phone, whatever. I'm gonna type in microphone, and then you're just gonna start researching yourself. You're not gonna look at videos. You're not gonna read forums. You're just gonna start looking at the price and the product. Okay, the price and the product. You're gonna start looking at those, and then you're gonna say, oh, "I'll just get this one and that one." You know, so you're either gonna go that route or you're gonna go the route of, before I do that, let me read reviews, let me see videos, let me talk to people in the real world and online. Let me do that venture before I buy something, and then all the data I have accumulated, and then once I have all the data that I need, then I will make my decision. My decision will be based off all this data that I've accumulated, um, and stuff like that, because I'll know what to get, what not to get, what works, what doesn't work, stuff like that. So I can start you off on a plan. So the plan I can start you off on is, look for a podcasting kit. Why? Because the podcasting kit is going to have all the essentials you need to start off with. It's going to come with a microphone, or maybe two microphones. Excuse me for a bit. So it's going to have either two microphones, one microphone, four microphones, however many microphones it has. It's going to have a bunch of knobs and dials on it, and sliders and buttons, to do lots of things with. Um, so the other route is, you buy a camera, you buy a microphone, or you use your cell phone, attach a microphone to it with a light on top, and then you start doing videos, you start doing live streams, whatever. You put on a tripod, you put on a selfie stick, you put it on, and I'm talking about like a desk tripod, like this one, or um, an actual like full standing tripod that's used for photography and videography. There's many different ways to start. There's a the cool thing about this world today is there's a lot of these kits out there that come with like 3 to 5 pieces of whatever you need to get started with. Uh, you know, and they're kits for cell phones, action cameras, point and shoot cameras, video cameras, camcorders, um, and then podcasting kits that have the interface, you know, and then the microphone and the boom stand, and or whatever stand it is for the microphone. And some will come with lights, and I'm talking about like the camera kits. They come with a microphone, the tripod, a holder. If it's a cell phone, and then maybe like a little LED light. So, like, there's a lot of ways to start up, and then you have your cell phone, your tablet, your desktop, your computer, the stuff that you will use to put your videos on, to put your music on, and stuff like that. Because if you're creating music, you got to get your microphone, your instruments, build your music studio, have all the sound cards and all that, the DJ mixer, and whatever you have, keyboards, whatever, um, trumpet, flute, trombone. So there's a lot of there's a lot of ways to go about this. Um, okay. So basically, you know, there's a lot of products out there. You got to really do your research. You got to see what works. You got to find out what works and what doesn't. You got to do your research. Read the reviews. Go to forums. Don't just buy the first thing you see. Don't just be like, "Oh, there's a kit. It comes with everything I need. I'll just buy this." Because is it better to buy a kit or individual pieces? I'll say this. It's better both. Both are better. You know why? You know why both are better? Because individually, you get to really dive deep when buying the items one time, one part. When you're really buying one part at a time, because when you buy your microphone solo, well, then you're focused on microphone, and so you look at all the microphones. You see all the reviews on microphones. If you go to the store, you test all the microphones, stuff like that. What's great about the kit is that it's all it's everything you need all in one for one price, low price or high price, and it's right there. And it saves you a lot because you don't have to go looking for each individual piece and actually look at the different, like, you don't have to look at 30,000 microphones. It already comes with a microphone. Yeah, people generally say that the kits are the shitty, like, don't go for kits because they give you shit. Not necessarily, because the Rodecaster for podcasting, it comes with good stuff. I mean, it's built by Rode, in Australia, hand built in Australia. The Rodecaster is really great. It comes with 4 microphones, the whole interface to connect the microphones to. I mean, so it's just you can get shit at the low end, good stuff at the low end, shit at the high end, and good stuff at the high end. It works both ways. It goes both ways. So, I can give you my answer. I can say, get the light that I have, the camera I have, the tripod, the microphone, the boom stand, the other microphone, the keyboard, the computer. And I can show you on the screen, but really, it's just best that you look at, your own stuff. But like I said, if you want to get what I have, I can recommend it to you. I can write in the description what I have. I can put links to it, um, and stuff like that in the description. Links to the website where I got it, or the Amazon link or whatever. But maybe it might not be there. So I would rather you just go search, yourself, you know, and just find what you think is suitable for you. So I'm sorry this live stream was, I don't know, it just was a weird one today. I had a bunch of other things in my mind that I was prepared for, but I'm gonna end this live stream um, here in a bit and call it a night. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, please like, subscribe, and share. Excuse me. I actually need to get this display capture off. Yeah. Um. So, yep. I don't think I'm gonna do an ending with a song and stuff. I think I'm just gonna close it. I'm getting tired at this point. I really could. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it a night. Alrighty. So remember, like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't like, don't subscribe, don't share. I don't care. You know. Um, if you if you can expose evil, one microphone, one camera lens at a time. Like take out your cameras, use your microphones, expose something evil, get it out there, give it the justice it deserves. Bring justice to it. Uh, Make sure we eradicate it. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream tomorrow. I'm always gonna live stream, like whether I come home from work. Like I'm gonna. I guess every day seems a little much. Maybe I mean maybe I'll do two live streams so in like consecutive days, and then for a few days I'll wean it off and then do another one. I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make the world a better place. And God, thanks for sponsoring this video today. Yeah, God was today's sponsor.